All right. Hey, everyone. Welcome back. Ready for another deep dive?
Always ready. What are we exploring today?
Well, today we're going to get into something pretty profound, I think, at least. It's this whole truth versus fact thing.
Ooh, that's a big one. Especially in the context of faith, right?
Exactly. And that's where our deep dive is headed. We've got these excerpts from a text. It's all about faith and healing, and it really gets you thinking. Ever feel like what you experience and what you believe are kind of at odds?
Oh, yeah, all the time.
Yeah.
Like, it's one thing to say I have faith, but then life throws these curveballs, and it's like, okay, now what?
That's exactly the tension this text digs into. It starts by saying, hold on, what do we even mean by fact versus truth?
Okay, yeah, define your terms, right. Otherwise, we're just talking past each other.
Right. So they give this example, like, imagine you wake up and you're in pain, back hurts, whatever. That's a fact. You can't deny it. You feel it.
Makes sense. It's your lived experience. It's real.
But the text says, hold on. There's also this deeper truth, and it's rooted in God's word. It exists beyond just our physical world.
So it's acknowledging that our physical reality is one thing, but there might be this whole other layer of reality, a spiritual truth, that's also at play.
Exactly. And that's where this whole idea of heavenly truth comes in. It's this truth that's absolute, unchanging. It exists in heaven.
Like it's the ultimate reality, the source code of the universe.
Yeah. And, it makes you wonder, what is heaven's reality really like? How does that truth filter down to us here on earth?
Big questions. And the text doesn't really define heavenly truth specifically, but it implies these truths are already set, spiritually speaking, whether or not we experience them physically yet.
Okay, so maybe healing, for example, is already a done deal in a spiritual sense,
Okay.
but we might not see it manifest in our bodies yet.
Yeah, something like that. And to back this up, it brings in a Bible verse, 1 Peter 2.24. You familiar with that one?
Oh yeah, by his wounds you were healed. Such a powerful image.
Right. And notice the wording. It says, were healed, past tense. It's emphasizing healing as a thing that's already happened because of Jesus' sacrifice.
So it's not about pretending we're not sick or hurting. It's about holding on to this deeper truth.
Yeah, it's like accepting a spiritual reality, even if your physical reality hasn't caught up yet.
Okay, now this is where it gets really interesting. The text compares this verse to Isaiah 53, which says, we are healed, present tense.
Good catch. So one verse says we're healed, past tense. The other says are healed, present tense. That little shift changes the whole perspective, doesn't it?
Right. Like, is healing an event that happened in the past, or is it an ongoing state of being?
Exactly. The text leaves that question open, which is kind of cool. It gets you thinking. Does it mean healing is a process, or is it a completed act that we just need to step into?
It's a mind bender, for sure. So let's say we accept this idea that healing is this truth that's already established. How do we live that out? Like, especially when we are dealing with illness.
That's the practical side of it. And the text suggests that understanding this truth can change not just our outlook, but our actions too.
So it's not just about thinking it, it's about doing something.
Yeah, they give this example. Imagine waking up every day and saying, I was healed. It's about the power of affirmation, of aligning what you believe with what you say.
So even if you don't feel healed, saying it out loud can make a difference.
That's what the text seems to suggest. It's about aligning your mind and your words with that spiritual reality.
Interesting. And then there's that other verse that mentions Zephaniah 3.17, where God's described as a warrior singing victory songs over us.
Oh, I love that one. God, the ultimate hype man. It really drives home the point that even when things feel really tough, there's a higher power working things out for us.
It's like a constant reminder that we're not alone in our struggles. So I guess what we're getting at here is that there's a big difference between accepting something as factually true versus embracing a truth based on faith.
A huge difference. And I think that difference can really change how we deal with challenges, maybe even affect our well-being.
It's pretty powerful stuff. If we could truly grasp this idea that healing is already woven into the fabric of our being, how might that change how we face those tough things in life? The doctor's appointments, chronic conditions, the day-to-day stresses. Really something to think about, isn't it? Thanks for joining us today, everyone.
Absolutely. Thanks for listening.